Good morning, students. Surya Prakash. Naina.
Yes, sir.
You're supposed to give.
Sir?
You're supposed to give.
Yes, sir. I was absent from past 3 days, sir.
Okay, can you give it now?
Okay, sir.
Okay, you start then I'll play the video. Okay,
Sir, which topic, sir?
preparations for examination. All of you.
Going on, sir.
Okay, you know the rules.
Sir?
Do you know the rules?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So follow the rules regulations.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So even if we have average, that is what from my side. So remaining things.
Sir,
Okay,
which topic, sir?
why resound is coming?
Don't know, sir.
Okay, I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. You can carry on.
Sir, topic.
Have given that day.
That one only.
Yeah, that one.
Okay, 1 second, sir.
Yeah. Enter your register number in message box, all of you. What happened, Naina? Naina?
Sir, 1 minute, sir. I was like seeing the topic.
If it is taking time, I will play the record. This one, advanced filters.
Yes, sir. I will give it lastly, sir.
Okay, done.
Okay.
So last class we have seen advanced filters off. Remaining off we'll see now. Can you able to see the video? Naina?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Advanced filters, another off. Next off. Yesterday I played off. Today we will be seeing other off.
ಹೌದಾ ಅದೇ ಡಲ್ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ
ರಾತ್ರಿ 11 ಗಂಟೆ ಆಯ್ತು.
Excuse me, sir. It's not audible.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Not audible.
No, sir. From that time when you mute.
Okay, okay. I made mute from that time. Now you can proceed.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Now? Now okay.
Yes, sir.
Sir, try presenting that window and then mute yourself.
Audible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
creating a license. And I'm going to link to a video which talks to you more about the Power BI licensing. But again, if you select My Workspace, which you should, then that does not require a paid license, and that is that you use with creating a free profile on PowerBI.com. So click select, and there it goes, off sending your model to the cloud and publishing it to PowerBI.com. That's done. So what we have done is we've taken the model that we've gone through so much and now we've put it on the cloud, and that can be used by hundreds of users. Let me show you how here we are in. I'm using Scratch Workspace, but again, just in My Workspace. See here are these tabs. Now we're going to start on the BMSIT tab right here. And this is where you should see the model that you just published. My data set is called your data model. Now what you can do here is if you scroll over to the reports tab over here, you're going to see there's a report as well. Like if you open this report, this should look familiar. This is what we've been building on all along. So the report has been there as well. What this does is this concept of separates the model from the reports. So if you go back to our main workspace, the report just becomes one report that is connected to the data set. You can go back to the data set and click on this icon right here to create as many Power BI reports as you want. So again, what this gives you is that this is a blank canvas, and I can just say, give me sales by month, and there you go. I have created a new report, and this is the strength of the Power BI platform. You have this one data source, a single source of truth, and now you can create multiple, lots and lots of Power BI reports, all connected back to that single model, that single source of truth. You can also set up automated refreshes for your data set, and that I'll let you explore by going to the data set tab. And again, once that single source is refreshed, all the connected reports will automatically refresh. And as you can see by the icons here, you can also create Excel reports that are connected back to the model. All you have to do is click on this and say analyze in Excel, and that will let you create an Excel report which is connected back to your single model. Power BI is yet another amazing feature which we haven't even explored yet, and that is dashboards. Now you have to see a report is something that you build in the Power BI desktop. And right now we just have a single page here, but you can create a report with multiple pages, and that's what identifies a Power BI.com report. You can have multiple pages on here, and it gives you this rich, detailed, and interactive look where you can slice and dice and click and explore the data. The idea of Power BI dashboard is to give you a high level view, a snapshot picture, which you can easily take in, easily look at it on a mobile phone using the Power BI app. And hey, if something interests you, just dive detail by diving into the report view. So the dashboard is this high level view. In the dashboard, well, you go to your report, you go to PowerBI.com, and if you hover over elements, you notice that it comes up with this contact icon. If you hover over that, it's going to say big visual. Now, if you click that, so let's start with that element, it's going to say bin to the dashboard. And right now, we do not have an existing dashboard, so that one is grayed out. So we're just going to create a new dashboard, give it a name, and just bin the element there. Now, if I were to scoot over the dashboard, right now, it doesn't look very interesting. But let's go back to a report and bin a few more elements. I'm just going to select visuals that I tend to like and hover over them and click on that bin visual button. And this time, I can just select that existing dashboard and select bin. Let's do that for a few more elements. Hey, I found binning these elements a little bit tricky. My best advice is to click to select that element, and then it should be easier to click the bin visual button. Go ahead and bin the highlighted visuals shown here to your Power BI dashboard. All right, let's go to our dashboard and see what it looks like now. Now we have these different elements, but it doesn't look very pretty, doesn't look very well laid out, but this is so easy to organize. Now these individual ones are called tiles, and they snap to a specific grid. And if I make it small enough, it's going to snap to a specific size. Now what that snapping does is it makes it really easy for Power BI laid out in very new fashion on mobile devices. So let's go ahead and just organize our time a little bit better. Here we go. Not a bad looking dashboard. And again, the idea of the dashboard is to give you this high level view. And if you see something that's interesting, you can just click to dive into the report experience. We have full, detailed, rich interactivity where you can slice and dice the data and see what's going on. Let's go back to our dashboard and I'll show you the key feature, the ability to share reports. And you do that by clicking share dashboards. And you do that by clicking on the share button. And here you can just type in any email address that you want to share the dashboard with. Now, this does require pro licensing, a paid license. You can sign up for a short trial, but I'll link to the video covering Power BI licensing in detail. Your next steps from here will decide your fate, my friend. We have been on an epic journey together to build the model and understand the Power BI framework. But real learning comes from doing. So number one, watch the video again and make sure to follow along with the download files. Use the table of contents in the description if you need to. Number two, watch linked videos to go deeper. And number three, join me live for Talk Power BI Fridays. When you're ready, join our paid training program to learn Power BI family to continue your journey. Until next time, power on, my friend.
Okay. So you have seen the advanced filters. Suppose if you are having the huge data, how to filter the data and how to visualize, how to make the diagrams, how to represent that. That's what they have shown here. And that's what the end of the syllabus. So probably next week you'll be having theory, next internals, then you are going for the examination. So Surya Prakash,
Yes, sir.
you want to say something?
No, sir.
Okay, done. What, 9 are ready? Okay, no problem.
Yes, sir.
You'll give it. Tell me.
Sir, my topic is usability testing and laboratories, sir.
Okay.
Okay, and this testing and laboratories are started earlier in 1980s, and it is an indicator of profound shift in attention to user needs and the traditional managers and developers. And as experience grew up, a successful project gave the credit to the testing process, and it demand of swelling and designing the team began to compete for than scaly resources. And the usability laboratories advocate the split for their academic roots and their practitioner development, involving approaches that were influenced by the advertising as marketer research. While academic were developing controlled experience, the testing methods and refining user interface rapidly. And it controlled the experiments having at least two treatments and seeks how the statistic significant differences. These usability testings all designed to find HAVAs and user interfaces. Both strategy uses a careful preparation set has task, but usability testing has a fewer participants and their outcomes are reported with the recommended changes and oppose the validations of rejections. The movement towards the usability testing stimulated and that constructed the usable laboratories. At the typical modest usability laboratories would have 10 by 10-foot area and divided by the half silver mirror. So one of the participants to do their work and another for the testing and observing. IBM was earlier leader in the developing usable laboratories. Microsoft started the later but embraced the idea with the more than 25 usable testing labs. Hundreds of software development companies have followed by the suits and constitute the community that will be usable testing for hire and also has emerged. And these are controlled by the labor controller. 2 and 6 weeks before usable testing, the detailed test plan is developed and it contains the list of a task plus subjective satisfactions. And the practice testing all the participants to read one of the science statements like this, have a freely volunteer to the practice in the experiment, and I have been informed like this kind of 6 professional testings are taken. Has efficient technique during the usability testing is to invite the users to think aloud about that what they are doing, and the designer or tester should be supportive for their participants, not to taking over or giving the instructions, but promoting and listening for the clues about how they are dealing with their interface. Thinking aloud protocols held interesting clues for their observant usable testers. For example, this is a hello.
Tell me, continue.
Yeah. For example, this is allowed thinker protocol added interesting clues for this. And the web pager text is too small, so I am looking for the something on the menu to make the text bigger. Maybe it is a top of in its icon, and I can't believe it, so I will just carry on it. And paper makeups, there are the since influencer are expecting many variant forms of usability testing have been tried. Paper makeups and discount usable testing, competitive usable testing, and universal usable testing, fields testing, and portable labs, and remote usable testings. These are the few techniques are used in this, mm, and it earns go through that. So that's all, sir.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
So when you are writing examination also, you have to write elaborately. Okay, so everybody knows that, but only thing is you people should write it elaborately. That's all. When you want to good marks, that's what keep in that mind. You have to fill at least a 10 marks question means 2 to 3 pages, something like that. You have to write it. Headings to be covered. So if you write it one word line, then it will be difficult. Anyway, all the best for the test. Do well and try to get more marks. So that is what from my end. So if you have any doubts, you can call me at any time, no problem. So now I'll take the attendance. Reason number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Answer your attendance,
Present,
please.
sir.
7, 7, 8, 9, 10,
Sir.
11, 12, 13, 13, 14, 15,
Present, sir.
16,
Present, sir.
17, 18, 19.
Sir, Nidhi left the class now, sir.
Okay, no problem. 19, Pradeep. 20,
Present, sir.
22, Rajesh. 23, 24, 25,
Present, sir.
26, 27, 28, 29,
Present, sir.
30, 31, 32, 33, 34,
Present, sir.
50, 50, 51, 52,
Present, sir.
53,
Yes, sir.
54, 55,
Present, sir.
56, 57,
Present, sir.
Present, sir.
58,
Present, sir.
59, Murugesh,
Present, sir.
60,
Present, sir.
61, 62,
Present, sir.
63, 64,
Present, sir.
65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70,
Present, sir.
71,
Present, sir.
72, 73,
Present, sir.
74, 75, 76,
Present, sir.
77.
61.
Huh? 60?
Sir, 30
61,
present,
sir.
61 Paresh. Okay, pa.
So 30 Spurti, sir.
30 Spurti. Okay, ma.
11 Gautami, sir.
11 Gautami. Right, ma. That's all, no? Right. All the best for the test. Do well. And probably you have next week lab internals also. So do well. Try to get good marks. So all the best once again.
Sir, 68, sir.
68. 1 second. 68. Shashanka.
Yes, sir.
ಆಯ್ತಪ್ಪ. Okay, done. Okay, bye.